All right, so in this problem, we are faced with an absolute value equation. Now, when solving an absolute value equation, you first want to make sure that your absolute value is isolated or by itself on one side of the equation. And in this case, notice that our absolute value is isolated, meaning it's by itself. So when we have this situation, we can split this equation up into two parts. The first part is going to look exactly like the original equation minus the absolute value sign. So we're going to have 2x minus 4 equal 19. And then we can write the word or. And then the second part is going to look exactly like the first part minus the absolute value signs. And then the right side of the equation is going to become negative, or is going to be negative. So or 2x minus 4 is going to be equal to negative 19. So now we simply solve each equation from here. So for 2x minus 4 equals 19, we begin by isolating our x term. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. And we're going to get 2x is equal to 19 plus 4, which is 23, my bad, 23. Now we're just going to divide both sides by 2, and then we're going to be left with x equals 23 halves. Now you could convert this to a decimal. You don't have to. Actually, I'll just check what the decimal approximation would be by my calculator. So 23 divided by 2 going to be equals, so that's 11.5. So you could write 11.5 if you want to. I just prefer to leave it as a fraction because it takes less work. So or 2x minus 4 equals negative 19. So we're just going to solve this equation now by adding 4 to both sides. And we're going to get 2x is equal to negative 15. Now just divide both sides of the equation by 2. And then we're going to get x equals negative 15 halves. So we can write this as x equals 23 halves or x equals negative 15 halves. So there are two answers to this problem. And remember that there are two answers because when we have an absolute value equation, we're always going to split it up into two parts. The first part is going to look just like the original part, except for the absolute value. And then the second part is going to look just like the original part, except for the absolute value. And then the right side will become negative. So those are going to be our answers, x equals 23 halves or x equals negative 15 halves.